everybody, it's Julie, and I'm here with a super duper neon card design over black. And I think it's such an effective, electrifying, as my friend Lisa Spangler would say, design. And I had to find a way, because neon kind of reminds me of my youth, the 70s and the 80s, and I wasn't sure if I really wanted to go back there. But I found a way to make neon work for me by tempering it with some other colors and by giving it a foundation of black. So to get started on this design, once the idea came to me, it went along pretty well. I realized I needed to emboss these doily images onto an entire half sheet of snow layering paper. So I'm just using the Hero Arts white embossing powder, and I just stamped as many doilies as I could fit onto that half a sheet of cardstock. And then I'm just going to emboss them all at one time, and then they'll all be ready for the next step. So we'll take a quick pass with the heat gun and make sure there's no granular spots left. Everything's smooth and shiny. I love this white embossing powder by Hero. It's awesome. And then I'm going to use the resist technique. So I'm going to sponge the neon inks right over the top of the doilies, and that's going to make those colors pop and tint my paper, and the white doily will resist the ink, and then I can buff that off with a tissue if I need to, if there's any residual ink on there. And then I decided to add some ocean colored ink to kind of temper the warmth of the pink and the orange neon colors. And then with the yellow, I wasn't quite sure I really wanted to go with the yellow, but I wanted a neon green, and of course we don't have that. So after I sponged on the neon yellow, I went over the top with the green hills, and it made that green hills ink color look very neon. So it was like, wow, that's awesome. So now we've got our almost glow-in-the-dark neon doilies. And I decided then that I was going to punch them out, but I wanted to use random sizes of circle punches because I didn't want everything to be uniform and perfect. I just kind of wanted to create kind of almost this bubble effect, I guess, with these different size circles. So I've got them all punched out, and then I'm going to start laying them down and planning out how they're all going to fit onto that piece of black cardstock. So I'm just kind of placing them here, and then I'll start gluing them down once I kind of have an idea of where I want to start. And I started in the middle and worked my way out. It was much easier to do that because if you start on the outside and work your way in, you're gonna run out of space, and it's not, your design is going to end up wonky. So start towards the center and work your way out. And I'm just randomly adding them so that there's some, gaps in the colors, and it's okay that the black is showing. It's really fun. And then I had one pink circle that I just felt was like, it was not the right size. I needed to make it smaller. So this is a fun trick that my friend Christina Werner does. And I put it onto a Post-it note to give me something to hang on to, and then I could slide it into the punch without having to like re-emboss the whole thing. Isn't that cool? I know, Christina, she's so clever. And then I'm just going to peel off that Post-it note and get that mounted to the black cardstock. And it's okay if the edges are overhanging because this is going to create some visual interest to have them bleeding off the edges of the black cardstock. So now I'm just going to trim off the excess and get that all off of there. And once I have those excess bits all trimmed off, you'll see that they all fit and they're nicely matted with the black cardstock behind them. And then all I have to do with the design at this point is mount it to a pool note card that's been cut to 4 1/4 inches. We'll just get that mounted. It's going to frame it very nicely and help pull and tie all those colors in, and it's going to help give the how do I want to say it? It kind of diffuses a little bit the contrast of the neon. So it still has that pop, but it diffuses it just a little bit. And then I just stamped a greeting, the super duper words, because I think that's such a fun sentiment, from the Life is Fun set onto a strip of the paper from the Hero Arts pool layering papers. And I just had a scrap strip left over, and it just coordinated with everything so nicely. So I just decided to use that scrap up, and I 3D mounted it. And then in hindsight, I realized I wanted a little bit more black and white in there, but not a heavy dose. So my black and white twine was the perfect accent to put on here. I know, I'm loving twine. Lisa Spangler and I are like partners in twine. We love twine. So I've got it in all kinds of colors, but the black and white went best with this. And I used a dental floss threader to get it underneath there. And there you go. That's the finished design. Isn't that fun? Now you could do this with other colors, of course, but I just thought it really was a fun, contemporary way to use the neon inks. Thanks for watching.